Today I want to show you how to make Vietnamese style coffee using a Vietnamese coffee filter, also known as a Phin. For this recipe we're going to need the Vietnamese coffee filter. We are going to need condensed sweetened milk. We're going to need boiling water, which I already have in this kettle. We are going to need coffee that's been grinded down to about a medium coarse. I used the whole bean and grinding it down to a medium coarse, so I already have that done. And we are going to need a cup so we can capture our coffee, and we're going to put the sweetener on here. Now to save us time, I already went ahead and poured 2 tablespoons of the sweetener into this cup. Now depending on how sweet you want it, you can either have between 1 and 3. On this one I've applied 2. The next step, we are going to take apart this Vietnamese coffee filter. We're going to remove the insert by unscrewing it. And we are going to pour the coffee in here. We're going to use about 2 tablespoons of the medium coarse coffee. Now I recommend you, when you put the coffee into the chamber, not to put it on top of the cup, because some of the fine powder from the grind might fall into the cup. So we're going to put our tray here. We're going to grab 1, 2, set this aside. As you can see, if you shake it, you're going to get some of those little fine powders coming out from this drip tray. So next thing we want to do is apply this insert. Now we're going to screw this in. Now you want to tighten that till you kind of feel it, that it's being compacted inside. Kind of just finger tight until it stops. And then you want to give it about 1 full turn going backwards. That'll give it space to expand once we put the water inside. Now depending on how much you packed it in is going to determine how strong it is and how long it's going to take. So if it's really packed in there, it's going to take a little bit longer, but it's going to be stronger. But if you do it a little bit looser, not as packed, it's going to be fast, but it's not going to be as strong. And it also depends on how you grounded the coffee. If it's very fine, it's also going to take a long time. But a medium coarse should be about right. It should take about 3 to 4 minutes. So once that's done, we're going to apply it on top of this cup here. Now we're going to pour just about 2 to 3 tablespoons on it, just to give it time to for it to soak up the water a little bit and let it bloom. So we're going to do that for about 30 seconds. It will absorb it. You're not going to see anything come out. So we'll give it about 30 seconds here. Okay, so it's been about 30 seconds. So the next thing, now we're gonna put the boiling water on here. And we're gonna pour it gently on there, and you can see where the screw for the insert is. You can fill it up to about that level. It's kind of like a guide, or you can go over a little bit, but after doing it for a while, this is probably like the sweet spot. So just kind of barely cover that screw up. And then we're gonna put the lid on and just let it slowly drip out into the cup. Like I said, this might take about 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how much it was compacted in there. Now this took a little longer than expected. Looking into it a little deeper, turns out I did the coffee at a fine grind versus a medium grind, so it did take a little longer. Okay, so it looks like it's done. Take the lid off here. It looks like there's no more water inside the chamber. Now we're gonna remove this slowly. Careful, it could be a little bit hot. Now as you lift this, you might see a little bit of coffee still here. So just kind of let that go down through the filter. A little shake here, get every drop. And you could always take the lid off, put this down on the counter. That way it doesn't make a mess. Let it sit on top of there like this. Then we grab a spoon here and we just mix it in there. Now, even though that sweetener is a bit thick, because the coffee is warm, it'll dilute pretty fast. So just give it a few seconds here. Now you can enjoy this hot, or you can enjoy it over some ice. So I have a cup here with some ice. Now what we're gonna do is pour it in there carefully. And there you have it, Vietnamese style coffee. Enjoy.